Believe it or not, this is my fourth try to start filming the video, and every time I step in the garden it starts raining. At this point it feels personal, but I am a woman on a mission and I really want to do, if not the full project today, at least a big chunk of the work that needs to be done. But let me show you what makes it a bit urgent for me to finish the project as soon as possible. Oh, hello and welcome to today's video. I'm Desi, and yes, let's begin. This is how my patio currently looks like, almost like a garden center. It not only takes a lot of space from my patio, but also it requires for me to water, and I really hate doing that. So this definitely makes the things a bit more urgent. I need to make some space for all these plants. I have Monardas, I have Delphiniums. I will explain later what my plan is. I even have a big Limelight Hydrangea tree that I'm talking about for the last, I don't know, 3-4 weeks, and I haven't put it in the ground yet. So let me show you what my plan and what this whole project is. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you already know I have this sort of bigger flower bed that I have actually created recently. So I had this one and I had that one, and then I connected them here in the middle. We planted many flowers and things like that. I really like it. So my plan is to finish the job and actually connect this part of the bed with that bed over there, and to have one big beautiful flower bed that makes sense. Oh my god, if you can feel the scent in my garden with all these beautiful roses and the jasmine and the Asiatic jasmine, it is incredible. But anyway, let's not get distracted. My plan is to remove the grass and to connect these beds right here. I want to create this little curve right here so that the more rectangular part of the bed connects with the rounder and bigger part right here. But I'm not going to finish it. I mean, I'm not going to complete the flower bed right here the way that I would, because we have already purchased a garden shed, which is gonna be somewhere here in the area. And my plan is to put it together, not today, but in the nearest future possible. We're gonna put it together, we're gonna pop it in the garden and see where exactly it's gonna be, where the entrance is gonna be, so that I'll know if I need to remove some plants maybe, or where I can put more plants, of course. So for now, we are not going to complete this part of the flower bed. We're gonna work only on this part here. And I have purchased Monarda balmy rose for the front border, and then some delphiniums for the back part of the border of the flower bed. But I haven't decided yet what else I want to put. I have two buddlejas, but we're gonna talk about the plants a bit later when I'm done with the most dreaded part for me, which is removing the grass, of course. Let's begin. I guess you already know what I'm gonna show you. It is my favorite friend in the garden. It is the couch grass. Look at this root. This is what I have to deal with. So removing the grass sounds much easier than it actually is, because the deep, thick roots of the couch grass are everywhere. And if you have to remove just the lawn, it is very easy. You literally can peel it like a carpet and roll it out like a carpet. But with the couch grass, it is completely different task. I need to dig out every single root. Otherwise, first of all, it is really difficult and to remove the grass. And also, in the future, I'm gonna be dealing with a lot of couch grass in my flower bed, which I really don't want to. So yeah, it's gonna be a difficult and really long task, but I will be really happy when I'm done. Here it is really bad. Not everywhere in my garden I have so much couch grass, but here it looks really bad. I can barely find a space without the couch grass. These are roots of couch grass. This is couch grass right here. This definitely. So yeah, it's gonna be challenging. Wish me luck. At this point, I feel like Mother Nature is trying to tell me, call it a day, go home, relax. Because not only I've been fighting this couch grass for ridiculous amounts of time, but also it started to rain again. And I really wanted to remove at least one stripe of the grass so that I can plant the Monarda. I guess I won't. So I don't know when I'm gonna see you, maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, but we'll see. Wish me luck. Hey everyone, believe it or not, it is a week later than we last saw each other. You saw me last pulling out a little bit of grass, and then life happened. I didn't have enough time. I managed to pull some grass here and there. It took me a whole week actually. And we also haven't had a full day without rain, I don't know in how many weeks. But anyway, I'm done, at least 90% done with the grass, and I have so many tasks in the garden. I have so much work to do, but my biggest priority today is putting in the ground as many plants as I can, because it is getting really hot, and I need to water them, and it is so inconvenient for me. I just want to put them in the ground and just enjoy them as much as I can. So I have prepared here the plants that I'm gonna plant today, and let me show you what I have and what my plants are for the new flower bed that I have created. As you can see, here is my newly created flower bed right here, and I'm really happy that I managed to do the curve that I was a little bit hesitant about, so that now the rectangle bed and the round bed are seamlessly connected. It looks really nice. I'm really, really happy, and it is actually around 95% finished already. I need to remove, oh, sorry, I need to remove a little bit of the grass over there. But I definitely need to work on this part right here, but it's not as urgent as this part was. So I'm really happy that I didn't have enough time to plant everything last week. So now I just thought things a little bit thoroughly, and I have a new vision for this flower bed, because I really didn't know what I want to plant right there on the back of the flower bed. Now I have my plan, and let me tell you about it. Right here on the front of the border, I'm gonna plant Monarda Balmy Rose. Monarda Balmy Rose is the most compact Monarda I managed to find. Balmy series have, I think, three colors. One is purple, one is bright pink, and the other one is like medium to light pink. I chose the bright, really, really bright pink, which is Monarda Balmy Rose, and it is a compact monarda. It grows around 25-30 centimeters, and I think it's going to look really beautiful right here. It is very prolific, at least from what I've seen on the internet. It's very prolific, and it's going to create this beautiful bright pink border. Behind the monarda, I want to plant delphiniums, more delphiniums. These are from the series Magic Fountains. I already planted some, like a few, maybe 4 or 5 in my garden, and two of them are light blue, which I already have here. The color is called sky blue. It is a beautiful, absolutely stunning delphinium. The color is sky blue mixed with light lavender, and it is absolutely stunning. It grows around 80 to 100 centimeters. It is quite sturdy, so it's not supposed to flop as other delphiniums, the taller ones, usually do. So I'm gonna plant I'm gonna plant 6 delphiniums right here behind the monarda, and then my biggest question was what I want in the back of my flower bed. I went through loropetalums, I went through azaleas, rhododendrons, roses. I just couldn't make the decision, and then today it suddenly hit me. I want more hydrangeas actually, because this is my hydrangea bed. Here I have 3 panicle hydrangeas and 2 macrophylla. So I want to plant 4 more panicle hydrangeas. And what I wanted initially was 4 bobo hydrangeas, because here I have my bobo right here. So if I plant 4 more right here, I'm gonna have this grouping of 5 bobo hydrangeas. It's gonna create this beautiful white fluffy hedge, and it's gonna be stunning. But the biggest problem is that I just can't find any bobo hydrangeas here in Bulgaria. So what I think I'm gonna do, and I think it will be easier to find some little hottie hydrangea, which I have here actually. This is my little hottie, this is little lime punch, and I can find little lime punch, but I'm just not too I'm just not too excited about the idea to have these reddish panicle hydrangea behind the pink monarda. I think it's gonna clash together. So what I'm gonna do is probably I'm gonna order 4 little hotties. I'm gonna plant them right there as a hedge on the back of the border, and then next spring or maybe even this autumn, I'm gonna switch the little hottie with the bobo, so that little hottie joins the other 4 little hotties, and they have this grouping of 5 little hotties right there on the back of the border. This is my plan. Also, I forgot to tell you that I actually have another decision to make. It is where to plant these buddleias, and I know you're gonna ask me more buddleias, Desi, and yes, more. Because these are gonna be amazing. Even though they came, I was really disappointed when they arrived. They were not supposed to be as tiny as they are, and they need constant watering because these tiny pots dry out so quickly. But these are from the series Butterfly Candy again, more Butterfly Candy buddleias, but this is the color Little Bubblegum, and it is beautiful, stunning, bright pink with a coral twist. So it is a coral pink. It is amazing, at least what I've seen on the internet. So I really don't know where to plant these. I will either plant them on both sides of the Monarda. So it's gonna be Buddleja, Monarda border, and then another Buddleja. Or I'm gonna plant the Monarda in the front, and then have the both Buddleias on both sides of the Delphinium. I'll make the decision now. Let me just lay down all the pots, and we'll decide. And we're gonna plant finally. It seems like I've underestimated the size of my new flower bed because it feels empty. I feel like I'm gonna need more plants. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna leave the Monarda right here on the front. Then I'm gonna leave the 2 Buddleias right there because I feel they're gonna enjoy the full sun experience and the most airflow that they're gonna get right here in the front of the border. And what I'm gonna do maybe is I'm gonna squeeze the delphiniums a little bit towards the magnolia tree, and I will either order more delphiniums to put here, or I will plant something a little bit bigger like a loropetalum, or I don't know. We'll see. Because my plan is to remove the salvia right here, so I'm gonna have more space, maybe another hydrangea. I can't decide right now. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it like that and let's plant it. I'm gonna take my favorite tool and I'm gonna put these babies in the ground. Here is where I decided to plant the Buddleja, so it is between the first and the second row. It has a little bit more space if it decides to grow a bit wider and a bit bigger, because usually the Buddlejas from the Butterfly Candy series tend to grow bigger than it says on the label. I'm gonna do the same with this one right here, so I'm gonna move it a little bit towards the second row so it will have enough space and it's not gonna be bothered by mowing the grass eventually. I'm gonna water my plants later, and if I have enough time, I'm gonna spread some compost so they don't dry out too quickly because the weather has become really hot in the last few days. But I have another really urgent and important task to do today. It is to get rid of my oleander tree. I know it sounds very drastic, and it is. But I don't know if you remember, in my May garden tour, I showed you my oleander tree and I told you that it has these like black, it looks like damaged spots on some branches. Overall, it looked really healthy. It was getting ready to bloom, so it looked really nice. But I just asked a question in a few oleander tree groups on Facebook, and everybody said that this is a disease called oleander cancer. And trust me, overnight, this oleander tree started looking this way. It looked absolutely fabulous. Yes, it had these damaged spots, but overall it looked healthy. I don't know, let me find an angle to show you the tree so that you can see how bad it looks actually. So it looked absolutely great. It was getting ready to bloom. It already has, and it still has so many buds. And overnight, I just woke up and look at all the leaves on the grass. The tree looks really, really bad. Look at this. Branch is absolutely dead. It looks really terrible. So this oleander cancer is incurable, and it can affect oleander trees. It can affect olive trees. And since I have an olive tree and my neighbor has an olive tree as well, it is sort of an emergency right here to remove the oleander. I'm going to put it in trash bags because it can't be composted. Because of the disease, of course, it can spread. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dig it up, cut it into pieces and put it in trash bags. I am really sad because I just love this tree. But it is what it is. I don't want to get it spread on other trees and lose more trees. So let's get it done. Don't use me as an example what to do. Use me as an example what not to do, which is not touching oleander tree without gloves. It is very extremely toxic. You're not supposed to touch it. You're not supposed to eat it in any way, shape or form. But even touching it with bare hands and then touching your eyes can lead to some reaction like allergic reaction, burning sensation and things like that. So always use gloves when touching oleander tree. Don't do as me. know what? Since I've already dug up the hole, why not put my Limelight Hydrangea tree in the ground already? It's been waiting to be planted for more than a month. It's been staying on my patio. It is exhausting for me and for the tree as well, but it didn't have a dedicated place. I've been thinking about where to put it, here and there. Here is too shady, this is too sunny, and I've chosen probably the worst place, which is right here. It gets wind, it gets a lot of sun, but I think we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it together. Usually, limelight trees tend to have this big problem, which comes from having a really big, heavy canopy, especially when it's blooming after rain. Just the blooms get soaked in so much water that they really get very heavy. And the trunk is usually very tiny and not strong enough to hold all this weight. So usually they tend to break or at least bend after heavy rain. But usually in my country, in the summer when this is in full bloom, we don't tend to have heavy rains, or it happens quite rarely. I'm gonna stake it, of course, maybe not tonight because it is getting quite dark already, but I'm gonna stake it and I'm gonna try to keep it really, just to keep my eye on it and to check if it needs a little bit more support. But I think that since I already have the hole and since I already have the tree, why not putting the two together, and let's get to work. The limelight hydrangea is a panicle hydrangea, which means that it blooms with these cone-shaped, very fluffy blooms. This particular, the limelight, are white with lime green hue. They're really beautiful, and the panicle hydrangeas are the ones that can take much more sun compared to the microphylla hydrangeas that can definitely burn in the sun very severely. These can take more sun. I don't know if they can take full sun in my zone, but we're gonna test that and we're gonna find out by the end of this summer. So yeah, these are the blooms. I have bought one bag of this rhododendron hydrangea soil. So I'm gonna put a little bit around the root ball. I'm not gonna mend the soil too much. I'm not gonna use something too fancy. I'm just gonna give it a little boost with the hydrangea soil. There are so many mosquitoes already. Let me find the front of the tree. This is where the front side of the tree needs to be, because this is what you see when you come in the garden. So let's find the perfect side of the tree. Do you want to take this off? You just take it and pull it
I
up.
should just like pull it out?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye guys, see you next time.
Now I'm gonna fill in the gap with compost. Do you want to help me water the plants?
Oh yeah.
Cool. I will tell you. I'll tell you when I'm ready.
Okay. I'm gonna put you some microphone.
And I'm done planting the Limelight Hydrangea. I wish I have put it a little bit lower, but it is what it is. I don't have the strength in my body to take it out and dig up a little bit more and put it back. So it is gonna stay here. Probably it's gonna settle a little and it's gonna sink in. Oh, there are so many mosquitoes and bugs. Anyway, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna spread the rest of the compost on the newly planted Monardas and Buddlejas and Delphiniums, then water and call it a day. I'm done with the shovel. Can you please take off the label of the tree? I have some on the table. Maxi, please.
What can I use the rake for? I want to use a rake.
There are some leaves left from the oleander tree that I removed. You can try to rake, but not with this one. Not with this one. With the other one.
Oh, that Drake?
That rake, not Drake.
It's a Drake.
Vera, did you manage to remove the label? Did you manage to remove the label? Thank you. Well, guys, I feel really satisfied with what I've done today. I didn't think I would get to do so much. And I'm really happy, especially about the limelight tree. Now I need to give some water to the plants. Well, guys, that was it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for spending some time with me in my garden. Hope to see you soon. Bye!